Don't know, sir.
TA means if any one of you have worked in any company ever, so probably have you heard about the TA? The marketing people generally get TA. What is the meaning of TA? In normal term, TA means traveling allowances. If you are traveling for the office purposes, then the company will reimburse that amount. Like say for example, 5,000 rupees in a month extra along with your salary. That is called TA, traveling allowances. That means for your transportation purpose, whatever the expenses are being made, they are giving you that money. Okay, so that is called TA. But in organizational behavior, TA means transactional analysis. Okay, so that's why in different part the concept is different. So in some cases, in the marketing terminology, if you're studying marketing, then probably TA means traveling allowance. But even in HR also kind of thing, that it is a part of salary. Part of the salary, TA is a component that is called the traveling allowance. But however, if you are studying in the organizational behavior, or in psychology, in this kind of subject, TA means transactional analysis. So these are the basic idea we need to have clearly, right? So I think by the going through your internal papers, actually what I strongly suggest that all of you please go through those PPTs or the videos that we have provided, okay, so that you can recap those concepts, because without having the concept, then you will be finding it difficult in future. Maybe you will be passing the examination, you will be getting the degree, that is absolutely fine, no issue. But whenever you will be dealing with the actual scenario, okay, when you will be saying that I am an MBA, so if somebody asks you this question, so if you are not able to answer, so that will be creating a bad impression about you, about the university as well, because they will be thinking what that in the university it is not being taught, or in the university it has been taught that the balance means a steel canopy, right? So this is wrong, right? So we need to brush up. So again, so that's why I have decided today, we'll be going little bit of brush up session with some question and answer format, right? These questions we have discussed several times earlier also, but maybe for your benefit, I'm again repeating those questions and answer. So and I'll be giving you the PDF and just after the class of these questions answer, right? So first question is, it is a personality dimension that describes someone who is responsible, dependable, persistent, and organized. That means which kind of personality is responsible, dependable, persistent, and organized. Options are extrovert, introvert, agreeableness, conscientiousness. Out of these four, which personality is having, or which personality is responsible, dependable, persistent, and organized?
Sir, introvert.
Not introvert, actually. If you can remember the meaning of conscientiousness, okay, the meaning of conscientiousness, okay, the meaning of conscientiousness is reliability. If you can remember, in the big five, there is a PPT called big five personality factors. If you can check in your notes, big five personality factor, one of the personality characteristics is conscientiousness. Conscientiousness means reliability. Here the characteristics we are talking about: responsible, dependable, persistent, organized. So that means they are reliable, and reliable means conscientiousness. So that's why the right answer is conscientiousness. That is conscientious. So there are four options: extrovert, introvert, agreeableness, conscientious. So the person who are responsible, dependable, persistent, and organized are having the personality characteristics that is called conscientious. Introvert, definitely introvert can be a loyal, but that is not mandatory. Okay, that is not mandatory, because the introvert people are not very much talkative. They are generating energies from within themselves, but that does not mean they are very much dependent. Right? So that is the fundamental concept. Next question number 33. It is the degree to which people believe they are master of their own fate. It is the degree to which people believe they are master of their own fate. ওকে, এটা এই যে মানুষ যে বিশ্বাস করে সে তার নিজের ভাগ্যকে নিজে কন্ট্রোল করতে পারে, এটাকে কি বলে? নাম্বার 1 locus of control, number 2 emotional stability, number 3 emotional intelligence, and number 4 none of this. I mean, which describe that people believe that they are the master of their own fate. People believe that they are the master of their own fate.
Locus of control.
Right, very good. Locus of control. What is locus of control? Locus of control means whether you believe. Locus of control can be of two types: internal locus of control, external locus of control. So internal locus of control means you believe that you are controlling yourself, right? Whatever happening in your life is because of you and your decision. But external control means you are believing somebody or something is controlling you. That is, whatever is happening in your life, it is because of your fate, universe, somebody else. You are not responsible for that. Okay, you are not responsible for that. So that is the fundamental concept of it. Okay, that is the fundamental concept of this locus of control. That means you are, say for example, you have scored poor marks in the examination. Okay, so if you are having internal locus of control, you will be believing that yes, you have given, you have not performed well, so that is the reason probably you have got poor marks. But if you are having external locus of control, you will be thinking, no, probably the paper was not checked properly, probably the questions have come from out of syllabus, probably this topic was not covered in the classroom. So this thing, so that is called external locus of control. If you are not able to get a job, so you are thinking, if you are having internal locus of control, you will be thinking, in this way we need to prepare, this is the process we need to follow, this is the mistake I have done. So but if you are having external locus of control, the people will be start thinking that no, probably this is the problem of the economy, this is the problem of the government is not able to provide the job, so whatever the education we are having, we are not able to get the job. So this is the kind of thought process that people who are having external locus of control who are having, right? So that is the fundamental concept of these things. I mean, locus of control. So this is the answer, the locus of control. Number 34. It is the degree to which an individual is pragmatic, maintain emotional distance, and believe that end can justify the means. এই কোশ্চেনটা আমি তোমাদের দিয়েও ছিলাম ইয়েতে পরীক্ষা, অনেকেই কারেক্ট অ্যান্সার দিয়েওছে যে ইট ইজ দ্য ডিগ্রি টু হুইচ অ্যান ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল ইজ প্র্যাগম্যাটিক। আমি শুধু এতগুলো পয়েন্ট দিয়ে আমি একটা পয়েন্টই বলেছিলাম, এখানে 4টে পয়েন্ট বলা আছে, 3টে পয়েন্ট, যে কার মানে বেসিক্যালি দিস কোশ্চেন ইজ হুইচ কাইন্ড অফ পার্সোনালিটি ইজ হ্যাভিং 3 ডিফারেন্ট ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক্স। They are pragmatic, they are maintain emotional distance, and believe end justify the means. আমি শুধু একটা পয়েন্টে দিয়েছিলাম end justify the means। এটা কোন পার্সোনালিটি? এবার বলো কোনটা হবে? এটা তোমরা অনেকেই কারেক্ট অ্যান্সার বলেছিলে। End justify the means is a characteristics of which kind of personality? Locus of control, Machiavellianism, emotional stability, emotional intelligence.
Machiavellianism.
Right, Machiavellianism. Because Machiavellianism means capability to manipulate others and end justify the means. What do you mean by end justify the means? End justify the means they are taking the decision without consulting other people, okay, and they are not justifying themselves, okay, they are not justifying themselves why they have taken the decision, but whenever the result comes out of their decision, if that is positive, then they are telling other people, see, this is the reason I have taken this decision, okay, আমি এই কারণে এই ডিসিশনটা নিয়েছিলাম। তখন আমি বলবো না, মানে আমি যখন ডিসিশন নেব তখন আমি কাউকে বলতে যাব না আমি এটা কেন করছি, but whenever the result will come out, we'll tell that, see, this is the reason I have taken this decision, right? So that is the fundamental concept of this thing, that is end justify the means, which is the characteristics of the high Mac personality, which is a part of Machiavellianism. So that is question number 34. Next one, question number 35. It is an individual's degree of liking or disliking themselves. Okay, it is the individual's degree of liking or disliking themselves. মানে নিজেকে কতটা পছন্দ করে বা করে না সেটাকে কি বল? That is the question. Options are self worth, self esteem, self perception, self efficacy?
Self-esteem.
Right, very good. Self esteem. That means self esteem means your position in your eyes. Okay, whether you like yourself or don't like yourself. So that is the degree, that is called the self esteem. Okay, next one, question number 36. It is the individual's ability to adjust his behavior to external situational factor. It is individual's ability to adjust his behavior to external situational factor. Options are self-monitoring, self-esteem, self-efficacy, self-what. তার মানে এটা কি বলতে চাইছে? এইটা এবিলিটি, এমন একটা এবিলিটি যার মাধ্যমে you can adjust your behavior to the external situational factor, মানে সিচুয়েশন অনুযায়ী নিজের বিহেভিয়ারকে অ্যাডজাস্ট করতে পারো। এইটা কে কি বলে? নিজের বিহেভিয়ারকে সিচুয়েশন অনুযায়ী অ্যাডজাস্ট করার যে ক্ষমতা বা যে ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক, সেটাকে কি বলে? সেলফ মনিটরিং, সেলফ এস্টিম, সেলফ এফিকাসি, সেলফ ওয়ার্ক। Whether you are or the capability of yourself to adjust your behavior as per the situation.
Sir, self-monitoring.
Right, very good. Self-monitoring. So self-monitoring is the capability of adjusting one's own behavior to the external situational factor. Right. Next, question number 37. Which of the following is not a characteristics of type A personality? Type A personality কোনটা characteristics নয়? Okay. Number 1, cannot cope with leisure time. Number 2, can relax without guilt. Number 3, always moving and walking rapidly. Number 4, obsessed with numbers. আরেকবার বলছি অপশন গুলো, মানে কোশ্চেনটা কি? কোশ্চেনটা হচ্ছে which is not a type A personality characteristic. টাইপ এ পার্সোনালিটির কোনটা ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক্স নয়, মানে একটাই আছে যেটা টাইপ এ পার্সোনালিটি ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক্স নয়, বাকি তিনটেই টাইপ এ পার্সোনালিটি ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক। সো ইউ নিড টু আইডেন্টিফাই হুইচ ওয়ান is not the type A personality characteristic. So number 1, cannot cope up with leisure time. Number 2, can relax without guilt. Number 3, always moving and walking rapidly. Number 4, obsessed with numbers.
Sir, option A, cannot cope up with leisure time.
Now see, cannot cope up with leisure time, what does it mean? That means they cannot enjoy leisure time. Okay, they cannot enjoy leisure time. That means if it is a holiday, if there is no work, they are not feeling good, they are feeling frustrated. So cannot cope up with leisure time, it is actually a characteristics of type A personality. So it is not the answer. They are actually, they cannot cope up, so they cannot enjoy holidays, they cannot enjoy any off day, right? So that is the thing. So cannot cope up with leisure time is not the answer, because this is one of the characteristics of type A.
Sir, what was the option B?
Option B is can relax without guilt.
Sir, that is the right answer.
Right, this is the right answer. Can relax without guilt. So actually they cannot relax without guilt, because say for example, it is a holiday and this type A person is watching television. At that time he will be having a feeling of guilt that why I am not working, why I am wasting time by watching television. Okay, so that means they cannot relax without having guilt. So even if they're relaxing, they are having a guilt feeling that they are not doing right. So this is the thing. So but here it is written they can relax while relaxing, but actually they cannot relax without having guilt, right? So that is the correct answer. So question number 37, option number 2, that is can relax without guilt, that is the correct answer. Okay, next question, এটা হচ্ছে question number 40, আমি বাকি দুটো বলছি না। Question number 40, it is attributing one's own characteristics to other people. Okay, one's own characteristics to other people. Attributing one's own characteristics to other people. মানে নিজের ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক্স গুলোকে অন্যকে অ্যাট্রিবিউট করা, এটাকে কি বলে? অপশনস আর প্রজেকশন এরর, হ্যালো এফেক্ট, কন্ট্রাস্ট এফেক্ট, স্টিরিওটাইপ.
Projection error.
Right, very good. Projection error. So that means when I am trying to project my characteristics on others, so that is called projection error. Right. Okay, next one. It is judging someone on the basis of one's perception of the group to which that person belongs. It is judging someone on the basis of one's perception of the group to which that person belongs. Options are halo effect, stereotyping, projection effect, contrast effect.
Stereotyping.
It is stereotyping because we are developing a perception based on their, groups they belongs. Like say, for example, it is generally people think, okay, fine, you have done your MBA from IIM, that must be very good. So that is the thing, that people having a perception from the group, okay, IIT, that must be very good. So that is the idea. So that is the fundamental concept of this thing, that is called the stereotyping. Whenever we are developing a perception or idea about a person based on our idea about the group they belongs to. Okay. Next question number 42. These are the individuals who report unethical practices by their employer to the outsider. Okay, by their employer to the outsider. These are the individuals who report unethical practices by their employer to the outsider. Options are non-trustworthy, whistleblower, dishonest, irresponsible.
Sir, whistleblower.
Right, whistleblower. Okay, good. Next one. It is question number 43. It is a designated work group defined by the organization structure. It is a designated work group defined by the organization structure. Formal group, informal group, friendship group, interest group.
Formal group.
Definitely, it is formal group. I mean, based on the organizational structure, if you are following a group, so definitely it is a formal group. Okay. It is a stage in group development characterized by intra-group conflict. It is a stage in the group development characterized by intra-group conflict. Number one, norming stage, performing stage, forming stage, storming stage.
Storming stage.
Storming. In which stage the group members are having conflict within themselves. So that is called storming stage. Okay. Next question number 45. It is a stage in the group development characterized by close relationship and cohesiveness. Close relationship and cohesiveness. So it is a stage in the group development that is characterized by close relationship and cohesiveness. Number one, forming stage. Number two, performing stage. Number three, norming stage. And number four, storming stage.
Sir, performing stage.
No, it is actually norming stage, because in the norming, what is happening, all the group members are maintaining the rules regulations within the organization. So everybody following the rules regulation, and automatically they are developing good relationship within themselves. So that is why this is the right answer. That is called the norming stage. In the norming stage, everybody is following the rules and regulations of the organization, and automatically they are having a good and cohesive relationship with each other. So that is why question number 45, option number C, that is the norming stage, is the correct answer. Okay. Next one. Question number 46. A set of expected behavior pattern attributed to someone occupying a given position in a social unit is known as what? A set of expected behavior pattern attributed to someone occupying a given position in a given social unit is known as what? Role, norms, status, none of this.
Role.
Right, role. I mean, whatever the role they are expected to do. I mean, whatever the function they are expected to do. So that is role. I mean, expected behavior pattern. Right. So that is the fundamental concept of this. That is called the role. That means, like say for example, right now I am playing the role of a teacher. You are playing the role of a student. So there are certain kind of expectations from your attributes. That being a student, you should behave like this, and being a teacher, I should behave like this. So that is the fundamental concept of role. Okay, that is the fundamental concept of role. Like say for example, okay, next question আমরা example আলোচনা করছি. So it is an individual's view of how he or she is supposed to act in a given situation. That means it is an individual's view, I mean our own point of view, how we should act in a given situation based on our role. Okay, মানে এই যে আমরা যদি এখন ভাবি যে আমরা being a teacher, what are the things I should do, what are the things I should not do, or being a student, if you are thinking what are the things you should do, what are the things you should not do, এই যে concept, that means having our own idea about our own role. What is that called? Number one, role conflict, role identity, role perception, role expectation.
Role identity.
Not role identity. Role identity means when you are being identified by your role. That is role identity. This is called role perception. That means our own idea about our own role. That means, okay, fine. The example I have given, if you can remember, that say, for example, you are a doctor and you are advising your patients that smoking is injurious to health. Okay, smoking is injurious to health, but you may be a smoker. It is possible because you are also a human being. You may be a smoker. Now you are thinking, though I am a smoker, being a doctor, you are thinking, I'm a smoker. But if I am smoking in a public place, like say for example in the road, in the railway platform, or wherever, I mean in a public place, if you are smoking, you are thinking that if any of my patient is observing me, I don't know, I'm treating hundreds of patients every day, so I don't know, I cannot remember everybody. So if I am smoking in the public place, if some of my patients is watching me, what is the impression they will be creating? They will be thinking, if my doctor can smoke, why not me? Right? So that means I should not smoke in the public place. That means that is your role perception. Maybe there is another doctor who is thinking, whenever I am playing the role of a doctor in my chamber in the hospital, I'm not smoking. I'm advising people not to smoke. But other than the hospital or the chamber, I'm a normal human being. So being a human being, I can smoke anywhere. So whoever is watching me, whoever is not watching me, that does not matter. So that means that is your role perception. That means you are thinking it does not matter whether I'm smoking in a public place or not. So that is the role perception. That means your perception about your own role. So that is called role perception. That is the question. That is individual's view of how he or she supposed to act in a given situation. Right. So that is the fundamental concept. Next one. That means question number 48.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir, role identity क्या था फिर?
Role identity means whether, I mean, you are being identified, like say for example, role identity of the doctors. I mean, you are being identified by your role in the organizations or in the society. You are a teacher, okay? You are a journalist. So you are being identified by the society by your role. They are not, say for example, do you know that person? He or she is a doctor. Oh, he or she is a professor. He or she is a teacher. So that means you are identified by in the society by your role. Now, if the person is telling no, her name is Ritika Sengupta, her name is Arnab Chaudhary, her name is Nitu Borai, or his name is Arnab Chaudhary. So that means you are being identified by your name. Probably they don't know your role in the organizations or in the society. But if you are getting identified by your role, yes, I know he is a very good doctor. Yes, I know he is a very good anchor. Yes, I know he is a very good actor. So that means you are being identified in the society by your role. That is the concept of role identity. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one is the question number 48. That means it is how others believe a person should act in a given situation. It is how others believe a person should act in a given situation. আগের কোশ্চেনটা আমরা কি বললাম? It is how an individual believe how they should act in a given situation. I mean, how I should act in a given situation. That is my own point of view. Now the next question is how others believe a person should act in a given situation. Okay, so what are the options? Options are role identity, role expectation, role perception, and role conflict.
Role expectation.
Right, very good. That is called the role expectation. That means what others expect from you because of your role, because of the role you are playing. Like probably nowadays there is a controversy there is going on, just after the opening of the school, though again the schools, colleges has been closed. But when just after the lockdown, first time the schools and the colleges has been opened, at that point of time, there was a controversy. All of you have probably have noticed that every media, Facebook and everywhere it is being written that the school students are preparing TikTok videos or the that Instagram reels in the schools. Okay, in the classroom they are preparing those kind of Insta reels or these things. I mean the TikTok videos kind of thing, short videos. Now for the last 2 years, these students regularly they have prepared reels and these Insta videos and all short videos. But at that point of time there was no controversy. But however, these people, I mean the same person, whenever they are creating these short videos in the school premises, that is creating a debate. Okay, people of the society is criticizing that thing. So why do you think that is happening? I mean, why the people are criticizing those short videos or the reels made by the students? But these people, I mean these students have used to prepare reels for the last 2 years, but there is no controversy about those things. So why this is creating a controversy? Why do you think so? Are you getting the point? What is the question?
सर और एक बार बताइए.
If it is get logged out, please relog in once more. Actually the idea is like, say for example, when the school have opened actually last month, if you can remember, last month actually, after the 2 years of lockdown and the schools were closed. So when the school has restarted, so after that there was a controversy in the every media. People were talking about that school children or the school students are preparing short videos or the reels or the Insta videos or the TikTok videos kind of thing. Okay. The question is, I mean, there is a controversy why they are preparing and all. But these students used to prepare reels and the short videos for the last 2 years. Last 2 বছর ধরে তো এরা বানাচ্ছেই এবং সেটা পাবলিকলি সোশ্যাল মিডিয়ায় তারা পোস্ট করছে। But there was no controversy about it. But when they have started preparing the thing, I mean these videos in the school premises, that created the controversy. So why that is the reason? Why it is creating controversy? আচ্ছা, এটা লগ আউট হয়ে গেলে আরেকবার লগ ইন করে নিই। আমি একবার বাংলায় বলছি, যেটা হচ্ছে যে স্কুল খোলার পর দেখা যাচ্ছে যে ছেলেমেয়েরা, বাচ্চারা স্কুলে গিয়ে ইনস্টাগ্রামের ভিডিও বানাচ্ছে এবং সেগুলোকে পোস্ট করছে। তখন সেখানে প্রচুর কন্ট্রোভার্সি হচ্ছে, বিভিন্ন মিডিয়াতে লেখালেখি হচ্ছে, এগুলো কি হচ্ছে। কিন্তু এই স্টুডেন্টরাই তো গত 2 বছর ধরে এরকম ইনস্টাগ্রাম বা টিকটকে অনেক